welcome to my 24 in 48 readathon vlog and wrap up. I will leave a link to the website for the 24 in 48 readathon down below. The next one will be happening in January, but there are a load of other readathons happening, so make sure you're following me on social media or checking out this channel or my blog for news of other readathons that I'm going to be taking part in. I did vlog throughout most of the 48 hours of the readathon, so I'm going to show you that footage now and then tell you about my book count and page count at the end of the video. So if you just want to find out what I've read, scroll to the end of the video and you will see that there. So it is the start of the readathon and I wasn't sure whether to go straight into a book that I definitely want to get finished during the readathon or whether to finish my current read, but I've got quite into my current read, so I'm starting from page 102 and we'll hopefully finish The Rest of Me by Katie Marsh. I keep thinking it's called The Rest of Us, like I do searches online thinking it's called that, but yeah, hoping to get some reading done before bed. So we've just finished hour 4 and I have read just over 200 pages of this one and I'm determined to finish it before going to sleep. I'm like, my eyes are a little bit, but everything's wrapping up now. There's less than 100 pages left, so I reckon I could do it in the next hour and then give myself a little nap time. I've got my tea, I've had a little bit of sugar, some Dolly mixtures. It's one of the things that I always bring back over with me, or when mum comes over or when mum sends me a package, Dolly mixtures are included. But yeah, the book's made me cry a couple of times. It might just be because I'm tired, but I want to see how it's all going to wrap up and how it's all going to conclude. So I've only got like 60 pages of this left, but my eyes are not letting me finish it, so I'm going to have a little nap and rest my eyes. I might listen to some audiobooks that'll take me to the top of hour 5 and then I will be 5 hours into the readathon, 5 hours into the 24, so that's not too bad. But I really want to finish this, but my eyes are just too sore. I struggled through the whole of that last chapter, really struggled. So it's the beginning of hour 12 of the readathon, which means there's been a potential 11 hours to read. I've slept for 4 of those and I guess read for 7, which is cool. I finished reading The Rest of Me by Katie Marsh. Made me cry, it was great. A really good take on bullying, which was unexpected. I didn't expect a book about a wife giving her husband a kidney to focus so much on bullying. I think it's an amazing book. And before going to sleep, which I think was the last time I sort of checked in, I listened to a little bit of Educated, but literally only a little bit because I could not keep my eyes open. And I am now reading While I Was Sleeping by Danny Atkins, which I don't know, in case you can't tell from my last little bit of video, is making me cry already. I've already done a big sob. I've read 120-ish pages of it so far. It's just over 500 pages and it's so good so far. It's just, even though it's making me cry and it's making me sad, there's all these like mini revelations every few pages and I'm like, oh, I can't stop reading now. I can't stop reading now. So I'm making some breakfast and then I might go and sit outside. I need to go and have a shower. Yeah, that's my muffin popping. So yeah, I'll check back in with you in a bit. So we are just beginning hour 15, which means there's been 14 possible reading hours so far. I've read for 10 of them and slept for 4 of them. I've finished The Rest of Me by Casey Marsh. I was 100 pages into this at the start of the readathon. I've listened to 66 pages of Educated by Tara Westover. I may switch over to just reading this one later on, who knows. And I am now 255 pages into While I Was Sleeping by Danny Atkins, which is just, oh my god, it's just amazing. Even though it's making me cry, I'm just loving it. So yeah, I think might have a little bit of a break now, but 10 hours in, 14 hours to go, and how many hours is left? 12, 30, no, it's 48, take away 14, 34, yeah, 34. So I am now at hour 17 of my own reading. At the top of this hour I had a very quick break to film a video, hence why I'm sat in front of my books. I am so close to finishing While I Was Sleeping, but I don't want to because I'm so invested in these characters. By the time you are like 440 pages into a book, you're so invested in these characters and I don't want anything bad to happen to them, and I'm like so dreading that something bad is going to happen to all of them because Danny Atkins just puts her characters through the ringer, and I'm like, I want to finish it, but I don't want to finish it. I'm a little bit scared. I have listened to some more audiobook as well whilst I was fixing my breakfast, and yeah, I will probably read whilst I am uploading the video that I just filmed, and then whilst I'm editing it, I will probably listen to some more audiobook. I think the editing process will take place once I have finished my Danny Atkins. But yeah, I have another 7 hours to read to complete my 24. Is that right? If I've done 17, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm just beginning hour 18. 19, 20. I've lost the ability to count. This is what a lack of sleep and just reading all the words will do to you. Yeah, thankfully the Danny Atkins book has made me want to wake up for my alarm that I've set after my power nap, because I want to finish it. I want to see what happens, and I don't want to see what happens all at the same time. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. I didn't vlog right at the end of the readathon. The last thing you see is me being completely broken by this book right here while I was sleeping by Danny Atkins, which I did read in its entirety throughout the readathon, but at the very end of the readathon, I was listening to Educated by Tara Westover. I was kind of glad that I'd left the audiobook for the end, because I do have the library book version in case I wanted to switch it up, and also it helped me keep track of where I was throughout the readathon, so I was glad that the library had this copy. But yeah, I had a really bad headache at the end of yesterday as I'm filming this, and so I actually wouldn't have been able to keep on reading because it was one of those behind the eye headaches. So I had my audiobook on. I kept myself busy doing things around the house, including writing my wrap-up blog post, which will be linked below. And so yeah, I finished the audiobook. I finished it 38 minutes after I hit 24 hours. So I did 24 hours and 38 minutes of reading, including 2 kind of like sleeps at night time, one which was 4 hours, one which was 5 hours, and a nap in the day because I was trying to get rid of this headache. I did actually fall asleep listening to my audiobook, but thankfully there was someone around to wake me up, because I think possibly I would have fallen asleep and stayed asleep. So I read this in its entirety, and I read this in its entirety. This one is 537 pages. That one was 352 pages. And the book that I had started going into the readathon that I didn't expect to be reading, because I thought I would have finished it by the time I got to 10 p.m. on Friday, but I'd been busy reading something else, was The Rest of Me by Katie Marsh. So I had read 102 pages of this, which left me with 298 pages. So The Rest of Me by Katie Marsh, 298 pages. While I was sleeping, Danny Atkins, 537 pages. Both of these books are out on Thursday in the UK. This one is already out on ebook and comes out in paperback on Thursday in the UK, Thursday the 26th, and this one comes out on Thursday the 26th as well. I believe in ebook, and then the paperback comes out in August or September, but they're both out on Thursday, so I highly recommend both of these. And then this one was 352 pages, and I read the whole of this on audio. I didn't end up reading any of it in the physical copy. This is the US cover, the US hardback. The UK cover has like a desk and a field, and if you go to my blog post, I've given both covers. This is out in both the UK and the US already, and this one is non-fiction, whereas those two are fiction. which is always good to mix it up in a readathon. A bit of audio, a bit of paperback, a bit of library book, and a bit of fiction, non-fiction. Unfortunately, both of my fiction books made me cry and were quite emotional reads. I maybe should have chosen slightly differently. However, I didn't expect to be reading this one. I knew this one was going to be emotional because people had told me, but I just spent a lot of the readathon crying. What can you do? What can you do? And obviously, as you can see from my vlog footage, drinking lots of tea and coffee and eating lots of carbs. I had bagels and muffins throughout, and where we went for lunch was a bagel place. Yeah. It's obviously just what I was craving, and I hope you enjoyed the footage of the concert as well. It was really good fun. So yeah, as I say, keep an eye out on my channels for more readathons I am participating in. If you've already watched it, you'll know that I am participating in the Booktubeathon next week, so you can expect daily videos from that and some vlog footage if you would like to see it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you like the vlog footage or not. I can make these more regular because I think filming what I'm reading helps keep me on track, especially with the TBR. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with another video for you soon. So I will see you then. Bye.